You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Welcome! You have come to the exact right place to get the lowdown on everything from method acting techniques, mindset, business of acting, industry secrets that are going to get more doors opening for you and more opportunities presenting themselves to you. My aim with Unstoppable Actors is to guide you towards becoming an unstoppable actor. And so this episode, we are bouncing all the way into close-ups. We're going to deep dive the problems they cause, the technique that you need, the challenges to be aware of, why we even need a close-up in the first place. And as always, I want you to feel inspired, loaded up, and absolutely ready to smash your next close-up out of the park. Whether it's your next one or your first one, because for some of you, you are brand new to acting. And for some of you, you are more like early career actors. So we've also, this is so exciting, we've also got a brand new email specifically for the podcast. And I would absolutely love to give it to you and for you to be the first person to email us. So if you want to share your thoughts after this episode, then please do drop me an email to podcast@standbymethod.com. Please tell me what you loved about the episode. Send me a social link as well, and we'll give you a shout out and help you boost your followers in the next episode. Shall we dive into close-ups? I think we should. Close-ups are something that we help you with inside the Method Actor Circle. So what we do is we review your work, we give you feedback, and we give you the opportunity to go again implementing the feedback until you're absolutely nailing the scene, making it close-up ready, and nailing it so you know how to repeat the scene multiple times. Because the thing about close-ups is they might not be shot once, they might need to be shot a few times, maybe because of lighting problems, maybe because of framing problems, maybe because of sound problems. And obviously on a close-up, you have got to be able to repeat the truth multiple times. So in the Method Actor Circle, we ensure that every time you're asked to shoot a close-up, it's like it's the first time you've ever performed the scene and it feels amazing for you as the actor. So I'd absolutely love to coach you inside the Method Actor Circle, because it takes the lessons from these episodes even deeper and it takes them to a practical level. And it is absolutely the best place to end overthinking, to get more raw emotion in your scenes, and to start building your acting career one role at a time. And before I go into close-ups on a much deeper level, I want to let you know that we've got a limited time gift available, a limited time welcome gift. It's available for 15 actors. It's only available until Tuesday, the 13th of February. And it's a showreel review and also a casting profile review. So in the showreel review, I will share with you whether you've got your scenes in the right order, which is your strongest scene, which order they should be in, whether the emotions are strong enough to get casting directors to want to call you into the audition room and agents wanting to meet you. If you don't already have a showreel, I will do a thorough showreel prep plan with you for what would suit you, what you will need, in what order, the exact length. So the link is underneath the episode for you to come and join the Method Actor Circle, and for you also to get that limited time welcome gift. Try it for a month and let's see how quickly we can develop your talent from the live and pre-recorded classes, so you are getting those opportunities presenting themselves to you, because you will be absolutely amazed at how much more depth you can bring to your characters and also how much more confident you're feeling in your skills. So with that in mind, let's dive into close-ups then. What is the technique that is needed? Well, I'm going to be covering lots of different angles, no pun intended, with close-ups. So the first thing I want to cover with you is, what is the purpose of a close-up in storytelling as a whole? And then we'll have a look at the purpose of a close-up in the story of the character. Because when I first started filming, I knew about wide shots, I knew about mid shots, I knew about close-ups, as in I knew they were the different types of shots. I didn't understand what the purpose of them was in storytelling, and therefore I didn't know that as an actor I needed to adapt my technique to each shot. So the purpose of a close-up in storytelling as a whole is to make the story more interesting for your audience. That's why we have things like wide shots, mid shots, close-ups, over the shoulders, up shots. There's many different shots, but it's to make the storytelling very, very interesting for your audience, because acting and filmmaking is a very visual art. So when it comes to a close-up, the story has got closer to the character's heart. It's got closer to their internal world. So the purpose of a close-up in the story of the character is to show their inner world. It's to show the thought process. It's to show the emotions that's going on. And the emotions are key in this. So we know that close-ups are there to make the story more interesting visually on the whole throughout the film. But now we know that the real purpose of a close-up is to show that inner emotional world of the character. Because with characters, there's always an inner world and an outer world. So what are the challenges then that come with close-ups? So the challenges that do come with close-ups are that obviously your face becomes the theatre. It means that nothing else really can be seen, because a close-up is showing your face, specifically your eyes, your cheeks, your lips. Everything that you do with your face will tell a story, from the tiniest little blink to a squint to pursing your lips to a little twitch of the cheek. On a close-up, that will all tell a story, because acting is about behaviour. It's about the things that happen visually. So now the challenge for you as an actor with a close-up is that you have got to tell that emotional inner world by doing very, very little with your face. Because if you start playing things big on a close-up, it looks really, really hammy. It looks fake. It looks forced. And really the eyes are the key to this in a close-up, because the eyes are the gateway to the soul. They tell us what's really going on behind the eyes with someone. Now, when I used to do close-ups in my early career, I used to get really, really, really bogged down with them. And the reason I got bogged down with them is because I would be hyper aware that I was being watched. And I would be hyper aware that everything was about my face. And so that would make me tense mentally. When you're mentally tense and you're having those thoughts of, oh God, I know everyone's watching me, and shit, I've got to do very little but tell a big story, and how do I connect to the emotions? When we start getting in a flap with these sorts of stories that we tell ourselves in our head, or with the overthinking, it then affects the ability of the actor to connect beyond the surface level of what's in the scene and what's demanded of them in a close-up and in the scene. And that means your performances will lack truth, and mine lacked truth because I was getting so caught up in these thoughts and of being hyper aware of being watched. If I'm honest, I just didn't understand the purpose of a close-up because nobody told me. My director didn't tell me. He weren't going to tell me what the purpose of a close-up was, or she. They just wanted me to deliver the goods. And that's what you've got to remember as an actor. You have just got to be able to deliver the goods. This is obviously where an acting coach comes in. Hello, I'm an acting coach. And I'd love to coach you, because I go into all these challenges and obstacles with you inside the Method Actor Circle. So when you turn up on set, your director is just like, wow, what a pro this person is. Even if you're relatively new to acting, they're just going to think, whoa, they know what they're doing. They're so easy to work with. That makes it easier for you to get recommendations. It makes it easier for people to talk about you in a positive light when you're not in the room with them. It makes it easier for directors to give you good reviews. It makes it easier for them to want to work with you again as well, so you get your next job. So that's, why you would really need a method acting coach to go through the things that the director is not going to go through with you. But nobody told me those things, and I had to figure it all out myself. So what do you need to do then when it comes to close-ups? Well, you've got to engage your imagination. You've got to get it plugged in and firing off on all cylinders, because your imagination triggers feelings. Feelings are the things that we need to be experiencing in a close-up, because when we have a genuine experience of feelings, it reads in the face, and of course it reads in the eyes. Now, if you're not plugging in your imagination and it's not firing off on all cylinders, the opposite of that is you are feeding those negative stories in your head of, oh my God, I'm being watched, or oh, I don't really know what I'm doing, or oh God, what do I do with my eyes? Am I too hammy? Is the emotion real? Whatever it is that you're thinking, the more you feed into that, the more mental tension you are going to experience. So any negative thoughts that you have are called mental tension. That disengages you from your imagination. It closes the door on your imagination and it disempowers you as an actor. It means you will give a surface level performance. It means you will walk away from that close up not feeling confident in yourself, wishing you could go again and again and again and again, not feeling good about your work, and sometimes not even wanting to watch it back. So we've got to engage the imagination, disconnect from the mental tension to allow those genuine feelings to flow through our body so they read through the eyes in the close-up, because then your audience will connect deeper to your character because they'll feel the same or similar emotions to what you're feeling. So then this comes to the question, like, what exercises do I need then to make sure I'm having this genuine emotional experience? And there's a few that you can use. So you can use substitution, you can use personalization, and you can use effective memory. Now, you do need guidance with these. You need guidance to know what unlocks the emotion for you in these 3 exercises. I recommend effective memory. That is the best exercise out of the 3 for a close-up, but it needs to be followed with a step out, because after you've done the work, you then need to disconnect from the emotions. You don't want to be taking that emotional work home because it can be tiring. It can make you feel absolutely knackered, which if you're not in the UK, it just means tired. It can be draining as well doing this emotional work, especially if you have to keep repeating the take a good few times for whatever reason. And also, it's just not good. It's not healthy to take these emotions home. We want to release them. We want to come back into a grounded, balanced state. So we always follow effective memory or any emotional work, to be honest, with a step out. So I've got a final little lesson in this sphere. One thing I don't want you to do, and this is a story that one of my ex-acting students, who's now a working actor, told me. This person was working on a big TV set in the UK, and I'm not going to name what the show was. And one of the actresses in it, who was playing the regular, one of the main roles in it, just could not connect to the emotion that was needed in the scene because she didn't have a technique behind her. So what she did is she took about 30 minutes, I think, my acting student said. She took about 30 minutes to try and connect to the scene, to try and connect to the emotion. And she ended up getting herself in such a state that then this, although it might have looked good for camera, then she couldn't get rid of the emotion after. And she was just stuck in this emotion. And this is what happens. So as much as we need to know what a close-up is for and what techniques we need, we also need to know how to unplug from them safely afterwards. So what this actress had done is she got herself very dysregulated. This means she's stuck in that emotion, as I've already said. She can't get out of it, and the emotion is swilling around her body, and it's taking up a lot of energy, which means the next scene she's got to do, she's going to be absolutely knackered for it, and she's not going to be able to give a full energy to that, a full focus to the next scene. So you have to do the step out because it isn't emotionally healthy to stay stuck in those emotions once you've expressed them, because once the scene is done, that's it. We become a true pro now. Now we get rid of them and we get ourselves set up and prepared for the next scene, which is probably going to be a combination of mid shots, wide shots, and more close-ups. So I can guide you towards these deep emotional connections, and I can also guide you in how to unplug from them and disconnect from them. And I'm offering you an opportunity to allow me to coach you in a safe space so you can find the emotions you need in your scenes and express them honestly and with precision, and then get rid of them. And I'd like to coach you inside the Method Actor Circle. I would love to take what I've taught you in this episode even further and take it to a more practical, visceral experience for yourself. As you know, there's a welcome gift for 15 actors, and that is a CV and casting profile review, so you can boost your chances of being offered way more auditions. It's only available for a limited time until the 13th of February. So if you've enjoyed this episode and you are eager to make sure you are making genuine emotional connections and then releasing that after and getting that welcome gift, click the link under the episode to take advantage of it. And I hope you are feeling very, very loaded up on the theory side of close-ups. I look forward to coaching you inside the Method Actor Circle. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.